We are about to see something that could change things up a lot.
Blake Lively's world is unraveling, and not in some quiet, behind-the-scenes Hollywood scandal. No, this is a full-blown courtroom implosion that's being played out in real time, and it's somehow getting more absurd by the day. The fairy tale image she's crafted for over a decade, the quirky, relatable golden girl married to Hollywood's favorite jokester, is now cracking under the weight of lawsuits, shady shell companies, missing metadata, whistleblowers, and courtroom rejections that are nothing short of humiliating. Let's start with the moment it all came crashing down. When the judge, finally, decided to call out the circus that is Blake Lively's legal team. Magistrate Judge Steve Kim didn't just deny her latest motion. He dragged it. He practically dunked it into a trash can, lit it on fire, and mailed the ashes back to Blake's lawyers. Her demands were labeled unripe, which is legal speak for "this is premature, sloppy, and borderline embarrassing."
She's dead quiet. Someone that's not quiet is her husband, Ryan Reynolds.
The ruling read more like a snarky blog post than a court document, and if you read between the lines, the message was loud and clear. This is a courtroom, not an influencer's Instagram feed. Blake, for whatever reason, seems to think that the legal system operates the same way Hollywood does. That if you smile hard enough, speak softly enough, and drop a few legal buzzwords, you can bulldoze your way to victory. Except that's not how it works. Not when you're filing duplicate motions in different states like a panicked intern throwing spaghetti at the wall.
And it's crazy. Apparently, the Daily Mail reporter has been granted whistleblower status. So I'm just going to explain again quickly what happened here. So James signs a sworn statement to the judge saying that it was all a misunderstanding, the communication that he had with Leslee Sloan.
Filing in both California and New York? That's not strategy, that's desperation. It's the legal equivalent of hitting reply all on an email and hoping someone, anyone, responds with something helpful. And let's talk about her evidence. Or should we say, lack of it. Because Blake rolled into court waving around documents from Joan Works that didn't even contain metadata. That's like submitting a screenshot of a Google Doc as your final thesis. No creation date, no edit history, no traceable origin. Judges don't want fairy tales, they want proof. And without metadata, there is no proof. Just allegations floating in a Word file, possibly whipped up after a Chardonnay-fueled gossip session. It gets worse. If those documents turn out to have been in her possession before the official subpoena date in October 2024, then she could be facing serious allegations of illegally obtained evidence.
There's evidence that Leslee Sloan started a smear campaign against Justin Baldoni.
That's not just an oopsie. That's criminal territory. Suddenly, the woman who's been treated like the prom queen of Hollywood is looking more like a master manipulator, orchestrating a behind-the-scenes scheme to smear Justin Baldoni and keep her brand image squeaky clean while she weaponizes the court system. But wait, it's not just Blake's fingerprints all over this mess. Enter Vanzen Inc., the alleged puppet company Blake's team used to file a now-dropped lawsuit that was never about justice, but all about gaining access to private data. Think about how bold you have to be to use the US legal system as a personal vault breaker. The moment they got what they wanted, poof, the case vanished. No trial, no follow-up, just radio silence. That's not a lawsuit, that's a hit and run.
And this reporter from the Daily Mail that now there's big rumors that he's going to withdraw his sworn statement.
And now that they've missed their deadline to turn over shareholder information by June 24th, 2025, the suspicions are only growing. Who really owns Vanzen? Who's pulling the strings? All signs point back to Blake and Ryan. And speaking of PR disasters, let's talk about Daily Mail reporter James Vushka. This guy might be the final domino that sends Blake's entire house of cards tumbling. He originally signed a sworn statement meant to protect Blake's inner circle, specifically her ride-or-die PR queen Leslee Sloan, who's made a career out of spin-doctoring Hollywood's elite. But here's the twist. Vushka has fired the Daily Mail's lawyers and hired a criminal defense attorney. That's not what you do when things are fine. That's what you do when you're staring down charges of perjury or obstruction of justice. And the kicker? Vushka has been granted whistleblower protection. Let that sink in. The man who once supported Blake's PR narrative is now being shielded so he can flip on her without legal consequences. He's already admitted in private texts that Leslee Sloan is a liar. That alone turns Blake's carefully crafted smear campaign into a bomb with a lit fuse.
Blake Lively did not show up at the deposition that was planned with Brian Friedman 2 days ago. I don't know what her deal is, why she didn't show up.
Once a key witness flips, you can't go back. It's game over. Meanwhile, Blake is dodging depositions like they're paparazzi outside her house. She was scheduled to appear 2 days ago and she ghosted. No show, no explanation, just silence. This isn't a dinner party RSVP, this is a legal requirement, and skipping it makes her look even more guilty. It screams, "I have something to hide." Depositions are due by August 14th, 2025. That's not a guideline, it's a deadline. Miss it, and you're opening the door to sanctions, fines, and more public humiliation. And while Blake's running from the courtroom, guess who's out there basking in the spotlight? Ryan Reynolds, of course, the king of smug PR moves. Just as Blake's legal world is collapsing, Ryan is grinning from Time magazine covers, acting like he's saving the planet one ad campaign at a time. He's doing press tours, giving speeches, posting inspirational quotes about integrity, all while pretending the lawsuits encircling his wife don't exist. It's actually impressive how disconnected from reality they both seem. He's selling business tips while his wife is accused of faking evidence and running shell companies. And the hypocrisy is laughable. Ryan talks endlessly about accountability and transparency. Meanwhile, he's reportedly using Blake's drama to boost visibility for his businesses. That's right, he's profiting off the very scandal he pretends doesn't exist. It's like watching someone set their kitchen on fire and then do a cooking show in the rubble. Even Blake's latest brand, Blake Brown, is flopping so hard it's already being marked down in New York stores. The empire is crumbling, and fast. Leslee Sloan isn't helping either. She's still out here trying to get Wayfair to cover her legal fees, acting like she's been wrongly accused when the receipts say otherwise. Vushka's texts, her connections to Vanzin, the internal pressure campaigns, it's all stacking up against her. And if she falls, Blake falls with her. This wasn't just a PR misfire, this was a coordinated takedown attempt, and now the skeletons are tumbling out of the closet. Judges are catching on. The court's refusal to expedite Blake's demands, the skepticism over jurisdiction issues, the potential dismissal of key defendant Jed Wallace. It's all unraveling. If Wallace gets tossed, Blake's entire case collapses. That's her smoking gun. That's her narrative linchpin. Lose him, and all that's left is hearsay and a trail of legal missteps that reads more like a bad screenplay than a courtroom record. Here's what we're left with. Missing metadata, duplicate filings, shell companies, vanishing lawsuits, no-show depositions, whistleblowers with receipts. It's not just a legal meltdown, it's a full-blown collapse of the Lively Reynolds brand. The internet is roasting them, brands are backing away, and even insiders are starting to admit what fans have begun to suspect. The Golden Couple Act was just that, an act. And no matter how many magazine covers Ryan smiles through, or how many Instagram stories Blake posts when she thinks the heat's off, it won't matter. The legal system isn't swayed by pretty packaging. It wants truth. It wants receipts. And those receipts are getting uglier by the day. So, yeah, Blake Lively's picture-perfect empire, it's in shambles. The script she tried to write is being ripped apart page by page. The judges aren't fooled. The media isn't buying it. And the public? They're watching with popcorn in hand as Hollywood's most carefully curated image burns in slow motion. And trust me, we're only getting started.